Welcome to our new Let's Play survival challenge on Hinterland. So this is essentially a do-it-yourself map where you have 3 fields to start with and some limited equipment, well, quite extensive equipment to be fair, and then the rest you can decide on what you do yourself. So let's have a quick look at the settings I've done. So here we're going to do 5 times time, normal economy, so makes it a little bit more difficult. Seasonal growth is off. With this map, if you have seasonal growth off, it's got rapid growth of crops, so that might be interesting to see. We've also got crop destruction off, periodic ploughing off, fieldstone off, lime is on, and weeds are on, and slow dirt. The equipment that we start with is quite extensive. So we've got 3 tractors, a Volta, a Fendt, a Boer. So 201 horsepower, 150, 100. We've got a Deutsch Fahr topliner harvester. We've got a 1986 pickup. We've got a class trailer. A topliner header, which is only 6 meters. Subsoiler plough. This is a mod on the map which can be used to create fields. Cultivator, we've got a Torano, a power harrow, which is actually attached to the seeder. Fertilizer, kern mower, Pottinger tedder, Samaz windrower, a small Pottinger forage wagon which holds 16,100. A Massey baler, small baler. The multi-pack baler, which makes the small bales into and basically wraps them into a much bigger baler. A front loader with pallet forks and a universal bucket. 2 Adcro weights and a little trailer. So decent starting equipment. Doesn't contain everything you need to deal with initial stuff, which we'll talk through in a moment, but again still a decent amount of equipment, and we can move forward from there. Worth pointing out on this map, on the help menu, they've got some really good specific help points for this map. So they tell you about Hinterland, do it yourself, 3 fields and a bakery, which you start with. The bakery has got expanded productions, which we will look through when we get there. We get money from a patron, which I'm not going to do, but you can put signs in that will give you a lot of money. Starts wood, silver and gold. Again, 100,000 a year, 1 million a year, 10 million a year per sign. So not what I want to do. You can buy really some weights to start the hard way, which basically wipes out all your money to start the game with. You start with 0. So again, we're not going to do this on this survival, but we're just going to start very slow. You can create fields using the construction menu. So there's some texture, landscaping. So again, I'm not going to do this, but you can use that. The subsoiler comes with it, so you can create fields. So if we choose to use the subsoiler or the plough, we can talk. There's water everywhere if you go deep enough, so a bit like no man's land. Spring wheat and barley, again, the seasonal growth is off, so it'll be rapid growth, which is the next bit. And there's some collectibles on the menu 36 gold creatures, £30,000 for each one. So again, we may locate them during the course of this Let's Play and see how we go. And using the bakery, which we've kind of covered. So the port is over here with the bakery and other areas, and the shop, buying animals, etc. And then the 3 fields here with a very small farm. So it's basically in the wilderness. So we start off here, which the water's very loud, which you'll notice some of the things here. So, and the bakery. So what I'm going to do is just quickly go over to the farm, because it will give you a kind of indication of where it was. I've managed to sort out sounds in the background. Hopefully it's not too loud. But ultimately we've got some chickens, two roosters, 15 hens, and then we've got 6 cows, which we do have to supply water to. Part of the again, part of the map, you cannot get water from the lakes because of the way this map is produced. And we've got a buy point here. I'm led to believe you can buy seeds, but I'm also led to believe you can buy water from this point, from reading other people. So we will have a quick look. The machinery is compacted tightly within here, so you've got quite a bit of movement around. So again, we'll have a look at that. But the first thing to do really is we need to harvest these fields. Otherwise, we're going to run out of time. We're already 37 minutes into the hour of me just talking about some bits and pieces. So again, unfold the harvester. This is not very wide header, so I think one of the first things I would like to do, particularly if you're going to grow a lot of arable, I would like us to get a much bigger header, to be much more efficient with the time we do, because the days will pass very, very quickly. So the 3 fields we've got are relatively small to start with, but big enough to harvest reasonably quickly. Obviously this one we're going to get straw on as well, which we will create into small bales, even though the animals don't require straw. Well, the cows don't require straw that are on this map. But we can sell the straw off again. So we start off with £100,000. I've not talked about that, but it's a decent amount of starting money. But there is some machinery that we need to buy quite quickly, which we'll talk about shortly. So rules for me, at any point, if I lease anything, I do not want anything more than 2 items leased at any one point. We can use workers to help us. I think initially I will keep it as restricted as possible with the workers, 1 or 2. But obviously as we expand and grow, then we may have more. But if we are in the wilderness, there's very, very limited employment, which will enable us to recruit vital members of the team. So this field's not going to take us very long at all to do. So what I'll do is I will get this finished, and I will be back shortly once the field's finished. See you shortly. Welcome back. You join me as I'm nearly completing this field. We've unloaded already once into the trailer, and we're at about 60%, probably 65, 65% by the time we finish this small row. We've got the straw to collect, so I was going to use the baler, but then because the animals don't need straw, I think for speed and efficiency, I'm going to use the forage wagon so we can sell it straight away. We don't need it at this moment in time, so we can always use it a bit later on. So let's just go and put the rest of this. What I'm going to do then is I'm going to set a worker on the next field that's ready so we can go and sell. So we can do the field as best as possible, but we'll just finish it off if need. There's no straw on the next field, I don't think. Like canola to me. So what we'll do is set this off here. I'll probably miss the corner, but that's fine. We'll just get it to do what it can, and we'll finish the rest off ourselves. And what we'll do first, straight away, is we're going to feed the chickens with whatever they need. So then we can start creating eggs, and we'll go and sell the rest. Actually, what I may do is put this into the bakery and start to generate flour. We can have a look at the bakery while we're there. So we'll go and take this down to the bakery, and we can have a good look at the bakery. Since I've started doing this video, my phone's gone off twice. Should have turned it on to silent. So if it's a bit stuttery, I've had to edit little bits out. So apologies for that. Some beautiful colours on this map with all the flowers. So what we'll do with this is we will put it into our bakery, and I'll show what I mean by an expanded bakery. If anybody glided around the corner of that. So the bakery, obviously we're just putting wheat in it. Wheat flour, barley flour, oat flour, sorghum flour, corn flour, bread, cakes and oils. So quite expanded. So obviously once we've created enough flour, I'll turn the breads on. We're harvesting canola, so we can make some canola oil as well, and we can sell then the productions. This is the only production that's on the menu, the map, without adding more, but we've got lots of places to build. So we'll head on back down to the farm, because it won't be long before combine will be full. No traffic on the map. Love no traffic. Put it off to the side. Check how the combine's. Oh, it's got loads of time. So, like we said, we're going to. I'll pick up the straw now. Whilst that combine's busy working away, you can sell that. Turning circle is atrocious. So like I said, normally I bale it if I need to keep it, but we don't on this occasion, so I'm just going to pick it up with this. It's more efficient. As long as the sell point accepts this, not bales, we should be okay. So the map split up into land pieces, a bit like No Man's Land. So when we get to buy, they're all the same price. So it's important we just select the right ones. We can make the water go away as well by landscaping if we wanted to make more land, but I think there's, initially certainly anyway, there's enough without doing that. I don't know why we've got a random bit of straw there, but we'll go and pick it up anyway. We need to get water for the cows and probably going to make hay. So we're just going to mow some of the headlands around some of these fields and generate enough hay. For the water, we don't have anything to transport water, so we'll need to hire or purchase, probably purchase. Keep that topped up. We'll hopefully get some of that done today, or part of it. These fields are probably going to be need to be limed. Again, we've got a fertilizer, but we've not got a lime spreader, so we again need to. Again, I probably need to buy a lime spreader because the amount of fields that you will need to lime. See if we can get this down before. We need to come back and empty that combine. All the buildings on here, according to the notes, are sellable, including some on the island, so that could be very useful. There's a boat. Look at that. There's a boat coming in to collect any goods. It's remarkable. Just drove past. Obviously nothing to collect today. Yep, so we can overload the straw straight out of here, which is good. Get a bit of money for this. £1,003 for a load of straw, not bad. It's not a massive money maker. Obviously we're on normal economy, so it's not easy, so every penny helps. Well, I've done this video as well, learnt how to have the sounds of the tractors and the animals and the environment in the background. Hopefully it adds a bit more realism to it. Nearly lunchtime already. This is a really nice map, good alternative to No Man's Land. There's a lot of trees if we want to do some forestry at some point. Ultimately, at the moment, it's about surviving in the wilderness on our own. And creating our own legacy, really. The previous farmer that we bought this off abandoned it and decided he didn't like living this lonely life. So we've taken it on. And we'll see what we can make of it. The key is to flip the fields as quickly as possible to keep the income coming in, so we can expand much quicker. So that's now full, and we'll again nip off down to the sell point, taking the shortcut this time. Jamie, my owl worker, my little helper, is 80% full, so we'll do this and we'll get back and empty him so we can continue. Hopefully we should be able to get all 3 fields harvested today. So you hear the water lapping at the side. £1,004 again. Couple more loads should get there, most of that straw sorted. Park up behind him. Let's go and empty them. Try and do it on the move. Skill in itself. And that's all empty. What we'll do is we'll take this trailer back over to the corner, jump in our other tractor. Sorghum in the other field by the looks of it. We'll continue to harvest this, and we'll be back shortly once I've finished doing the straw field, and hopefully the combine's finished by that point. See you shortly. Join me back. I've finished collecting straw from that field. I don't believe the combine is quite finished. Not quite sure how far he is off. Doesn't look to be far off. Possibly the last run or two. Yeah, maybe a little bit more. So not far off. The straw essentially is paid for the worker to do that work. More than paid for it, really. I'll put this in the middle of this shed. I am also going to take the opportunity to take the front weight off for reasons that will shortly become clear. I've decided to put the mower on the front of this and at the same time I'm going to put the tedder on the back and make some hay to feed, to at least get the cows producing milk, because at the minute they are worthless to us. Absolutely worthless to us. So what we'll do is just mow it, and as we mow it, should go directly into hay. Which it is done. I'm just going to do it really roughly. And then we'll windrow it up. Far enough for the moment. Just keen to use the time that I have today to just generate something quickly. And just enough to feed the animals. I'm probably going to get in the way of the combine, so we'll just point here. Going quite well. This tractor's very clunky on changing the gears and it's difficult and slow and cumbersome really to go forward and backwards quickly. So chucking off all the road this time, we pick the tether up. Looks like the combine is just about finished. He has. Jamie's finished. He's off for the day. It's lunchtime. I'll deal with that shortly. We'll just finish this little bit of mowing first. Extremely slow. Come on. Took a bit longer than I thought it would take. But all in all, it's done its job. We will drop the tether back in here. Drop the mower in front of it. Just pick the windrower up. Skip to just make sure that he has in fact not missed anything. And we will probably go and finish the other side ourselves. So he's missed the time a little bit now. Didn't generate anything. And we've just got the other field to do this afternoon. Corner off quickly rather than going up there and coming all the way back down. Reasonable crop, to be honest, on this field. That is also now complete for this field, so what we'll do is we'll just empty it off into here. And get it started on the other field so we don't run out of time today. Could be a late one today if we want to line any of these fields and potentially drill one if we're lucky, but it is August, so we'll stay light longer. Employ Jamie again. That should go into one tank, and whilst that's doing that, we will windrow all this together quickly. Like I said, it's just a quick job really, just to feed just to get enough for the cattle that we've got, so to get them producing milk and making money. Nice and neat. Nearly finished. So it'll be interesting to see your first day's thoughts on the farm, on this map. Is anybody else playing? Would you have done things differently? What do you think I should focus on? See what you all think. Clearly there's a lot of opportunities to do things different, to do some different crops. I'm not sure what we're going to, focus on in the short term, never mind the longer term. So let's get this canola down to our bakery and get it generating money as well. Miss the combine. It's a good opportunity as well to check if the bakery has got enough flour to start making bread. It'd be good to tick that off as well. So 14,000 canola to make oil. Ooh. We have certainly got enough flour. So it's going to make canola, and then I'm going to use the flour there. Not quite get the full canola in, or do we? Yes, we do. Now, can I move this pallet? I can. So we're just going to put the flour back in. Then come out with another one. What's going on here? keeps doing something really weird. So it spawns every time I move that spawn pallet. It then respawns there. Well, let's just leave it and see what happens. The next task really is to pick that hay up. Which I'm going to do off camera. I'm just going to get the forage wagon because it can go straight to the cows quickly. I'm going to park this here and I will be back with you shortly. Ta-ta for now. You join me back. I've just picked up all the hay. So we're going to empty it into our cows. Obviously not as good as TMR, but currently will enable us at least to start producing some milk. Yes, I know you're hungry. So worker F, who hasn't got a name this time, has completed their task. Which we'll jump over in a second. So it takes all that, so that's good. So let's go and collect this, and what I will probably do, this will probably finish episode 1 here, and episode 2 will start with me emptying this, because I've just realised the length of this episode again is quite long. And hopefully you'll join us for episode 2. Any comments were welcome, and I look forward to seeing you all again. See you later.